We're just getting started here. Let's see here. That's a Final Fantasy. Alright, getting ready to go here, Final Fantasy XII. We have things to accomplish. There we go. Let's get it moving. Last time we kind of got cut off, so I finished getting to Jahara. A couple levels just right off the bat. Very good. Now you cast Kira. Very good. She jumps to 25. That's useful. She has the embroidered Tipidon? She does. So she's gaining 2 times the XP. So that is good. Okay. How's our status? 10,000, 13, 18. Alright. First chocobo enemy. How that goes. Less we have to spend on items, the better it will be, but yeah, we definitely have some things we need to accomplish here. This is kind of a grind out area here. Let's see, before we go this way, I really want to go this way, because this sets up a future situation in terms of where we need to be. So we don't want to go in there yet, but so you can talk to this guy, Game Hunter. Yeah, Jahara's back the other way, you goofs. You went the wrong way. We know that though. We did it on purpose. We wanted to use the save points. I did forget to test my checking sound, so let's there we go. We're fine. I've been having issues with my microphone, so I'm just I was checking to make sure it's all good. Ease a plane. And we're saved. Now we can mosey our way on down. I don't want to hit Jahara too quick, because we end up getting Larsa as a team member at that point, and we don't need that at the moment. Because we're getting good experience points here. Take that Phoenix down. Thank you, Mr. Bosch. I have him as an Ulan. He's a spear wielder. No dragoons in this game. Makes Miss Sayed. Speaking of Bosch, there's a level up to Mr. Bosch. One reason we did not move straight to Jahara. I love what the character is. Wow, you're getting beat up pretty good. I find light armor to be the most useful in this particular game, in this Final Fantasy. The original Final Fantasy XII, you could pretty much make everyone generic, just heavy armor, sword, shield, basically what a knight would entail in this game. I don't want to do that. It's kind of boring. I like the job system. It forces variety on the characters. Makes them unique, and I enjoy that. Potion. Nothing's super spectacular there, but we don't like that area, so that's good. A high potion, that's better. Another woo! Yay for woo! Boss can pretty much take care of it single-handedly. Bond, he takes care of stuff with speed because he's a Shikari, so he uses daggers and he hits things over and over and over and over again. The boss just comes in and whack, takes care of business. And then my third character typically is a mage of some sort. Typically. All fear is looming. He's looming there. 218, okay. But Vaughn is the most balanced character in this game. People don't like Vaughn, and that's fine. I don't mind him. This hybrid gator, okay? Dead gator is what it is. It's an X-gator. Couple of needles. We were stealing a bunch of those in Final Fantasy VI. And stealing all the gold needles. We were playing Final Fantasy VI this weekend. And Daggerfall. But I just wanted to get a stream in here of Final Fantasy XII. It's been a little bit since we played it, and I wanted to continue it on. I really enjoy Final Fantasy XII. It's cathartic to me. The battle system is enjoyable. And that's the thing, if the battle system in a Final Fantasy game is enjoyable, the game itself does. The story can be overlooked, characters can sometimes be overlooked. Like Final Fantasy IX, the battle system is not great, but it's serviceable, but the story and the characters are great. Final Fantasy VIII, I think, is utter garbage. So none of it is good. Characters are bad, the gameplay is bad, and it should feel bad. Yeah. 7 is overrated to me in a way, but I don't deny its importance. 7 was the first Final Fantasy game that I beat, so it does hold a place for me, but I tried going back and playing it and I was like, ooh, it's a little rough, like a little less good than I remember. Like it's a little less polished around the edges. It's kind of like any Nintendo 64 game. I don't think the Nintendo 64 was super polished. I think it was a system, and it was a test system, and we were the guinea pigs to see how 3D graphics would translate from 2D graphics in a bunch of games, which is why the PlayStation 1 and the N64 had a bunch of platformers, because they used that time frame to test out controls, camera angles, level design of a 3D game compared to a 2D game. Because by that time they had the Nintendo, they had the Super Nintendo, the Sega, they pretty much had Poison Bombs, that's new. But they had the 2D stuff pretty much down. Like the pixels, the way they could do things with level design in a 2D planescape. 3D offered a different challenge, and the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1 were important, but I don't think they're the best systems ever. I don't think really any of the games hold up that well, including like Mario 64, and I know people will flip out about that because, I mean, nostalgia is tough to overcome, and Mario 64 was a really good platformer. I mean, I'm not going to deny Mario 64 is not... It's a good game. I'll give Mario 64 credit. But a lot of those games in the N64, including games like GoldenEye, because of only having one joystick, were really, really rudimentary and really rough around the edges control-wise. Blocky graphics that if you played today really kind of make the eyes bleed, because they're trying to get the 3D down. Like Final Fantasy VII, they hyped the game with zero gameplay in their previews. If you can find them, go back and look at Final Fantasy VII like commercials and advertisements. There's no gameplay in them. They're all cutscenes and graphics from the cutscenes, because the in-game models are hideous. Like, they are gross looking. The battle sprites, the battle models actually look okay. Like Cloud looks decent in Final Fantasy VII on the battle system, or the battle screen. But in the overworld, he has no hands, and he looks really blocky, and like they stuck polygons on top of each other, because that's basically what they did. I know that opinion gets a lot of flack from my friends, at least. Because like, the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64 are two of the greatest systems to ever exist in the history of mankind. They really weren't. Yeah. But for what they were intended for, they were important. I don't see myself ever going back and playing a Nintendo 64 game, like, ever again. I have no desire to ever go back to that generation of consoles. And honest to God, I really believe that's one reason the PlayStation Mini failed, is because it does not translate well from memory to actual, like, sitting down and playing the games, because you're like, oh, these are hideous. Because 3D was just starting out. Like, the Nintendo worked because the games were really, I don't know what to, like, they just worked. Like, the 2D graphics fit, and the SNES Classic really worked. And I wish there were more games on the SNES Classic, because that was a great emulation system. Like, you got some really top of the line games on that system. It kind of sucked that they couldn't fit more, like a Chrono Trigger or something, because the Super Nintendo was almost perfection. Like, there were some wonkiness to the Super Nintendo, like the what were they called? where you like went over the overworld and it like changed into a different graphics system. It was really weird looking. I can never think of what that was. Or like the fake 3D that FX Zero did, or FX series from Super Nintendo, or Star Fox. those kind of were like, oof. Even pre N64, it was like, ooh, that's pretty rough. That was an interesting experiment. Actually, I think Donkey Kong on Super Nintendo, I think Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3 on Super Nintendo are prettier than any Nintendo 64 game you can find. Like, I would actually argue that the Donkey Kong games on the Super Nintendo are much better visually than anything found on the N64. They're more polished, more capable in their platforming. Just I find it interesting that I actually think that's true. And I think the PlayStation 1 is just a hideous system. I have it still. Like, I still have my PS1. Absolutely hideous games. Just, ugh. It's always funny because I'll say that and people just lose it. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. I was around. I was around for the PlayStation 1 and the N64, and I know full well they are nothing in comparison to what the PlayStation 2 was such a huge leap forward. I remember getting the PlayStation 2. I sat there, I was at Walmart with my dad, and it was nearing my birthday, and I was staring at a PlayStation 2 box, just staring at it, like, in awe of what games on the back of it looked like. And I was watching a demo of a Madden game and thinking to myself, wow, those graphics don't get better than that. That looks really sweet. It was Madden 2002, which I ended up actually getting. Like, I still own my Madden 2002 copy for my PlayStation 2. But I remember sitting there staring at it at Walmart. My dad's like, is this what you want for your birthday? I was like, absolutely 100%. Like, the PlayStation 2 was the it system. Like, you got a PlayStation 2, you were awesome. And he got it for me. And I remember thinking, wow, that was really cool. And my dad just randomly was like, yeah, happy birthday. Like, no thought to it, just got it. And we weren't, like, extremely wealthy. We were middle class. I mean, my parents were divorced at the time. I don't think he did it to, like, get good favor, because I already really liked my dad. I didn't really hate my mom then either. It was just, my mom had a little more, it was a little more frustrating for my mom because she's the one that moved out. Had my dad moved out, I think I'd have been more frustrated with him. So, that's just how that worked out. I still, like, that was a long time ago, so those are old wounds that healed a long time ago. But yeah, I remember getting that PlayStation 2 and coming home and playing The Bouncer, which was Square Enix's, like, debut game on the PS2. And it was awful. It was absolutely one of the most infuriating games I've ever played on any system ever. I hated every moment of it. And I ended up getting Madden on top of it, so that eased my suffering a little. And then for Christmas I got Final Fantasy X, and that made things a lot better. Because the PlayStation 2 had been out for a little bit at that point. So yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. Actually, after trashing the N64, one of the most exciting Christmases I ever had was actually getting Ocarina of Time. And I remember, because I just got, like, a box TV for my room, like one of those box TVs, the CRTVs. So I had the N64 in my room, and the PlayStation 1 was in Kevin's room, my brother's room. I could use names, but I mean, nobody would know who that is. So my brother had the PlayStation 1, I had the N64. And so I'm all excited to play this Zelda game because I'd played Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo, and this Zelda game was like hyped. Like Ocarina of Time was hyped. And for good reason, obviously. It's one of the best games of all time. I was wrong in terms of there were no good N64 games. Ocarina of Time was a good game. In my brain, I think GoldenEye and how much fun we had with it, but how bad of a game it actually is, because I played it on a hot def TV with some friends just a couple of years ago, and we sat there and we're like, ooh, oh my, not pretty, not good. Then we tried Star Fox 64, and it was like, oh, this is just the worst. Like, this handles terribly. What on earth were we doing back then? But and then I think about it, it's like, this was like the last Star Fox game that I really liked, and it's really not. It doesn't hold up very well. It makes me sad. Because then they kind of butchered Star Fox. Star Fox was not handled well. They could be doing a lot with Star Fox right now, and they just don't. Star Fox is a lost franchise that Nintendo could easily bring out of its lostness with a Switch. I think the Switch would handle a Star Fox game really well. I think the Switch is a great system. I think the Switch is probably top tier, like top 5 system of all time. It absolutely blows the Wii out of the water, I know that. Another super controversial take, the Wii was not a good video game system. The Wii was a good marketing system. It marketed well to like grandmas and to Karens, to the stay-at-home mom who is very opinionated about things. I guess I'm kind of opinionated about things, but I don't think I'm not a stay-at-home mom, I know that much. But the Wii was marketed to a exceptionally broad audience, and most of its games were shovelware. Absolute garbage shovelware to show the capabilities of motion controls, but really all it did was show the limitations of motion controls, because motion controls suck. Like, I'm sorry if you like motion controls, but video games have controllers for a reason. Motion controls are garbage. Like, they're absolute trash. And I mean that for the Joy-Cons too. They're trash. And the Joy-Con drift proves that point. The Joy-Cons on the Switch are bad, as are any motion controls ever, like, conceived. 6-axis controller on the PlayStation, what was that, the PlayStation 3? Absolute failure. Total nonsense. Total gimmick. The Kinect on the Xbox, total waste of time. The fact they forced it on Xbox users was an absolute joke. An absolute terrible marketing ploy that almost ruined Xbox. Like, the Xbox One I don't think the Xbox One ever recovered from dealing with the stigma of having to have Kinect on your system. You had to have it. I still have mine in a closet, by the way. It's in my bedroom closet, because I think it's just a novelty and a joke. Like, it's interesting historically for video games, but it's an absolute travesty for how bad it was. the whatchamacallit, the Kinect was just absolutely the worst. If anybody liked the Kinect, pity them. Just pity them. There's not even like anything you can say. They're just, it's bad. It's a bad thing. By the way, did I get through everything that I needed to? Yes, I did. Okay. So the good news is we got to Jahara. We can get ourselves some upgrades. Because upgrades are nice to have. They're vital importante. In terms of my favorite Final Fantasy games, this one ranks way up there, by the way. Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age. Highly recommended. Anyway, Gareth Warrior, who are you? This is Garethland, no place for human children to play games. They are wayfarers, they bring no harm. I saw them crossing Osmond Plain. Yeah, because I whooped your butt. You ventured upon plains alone, War Chief? Again? Yeah, and I whooped your butt. What business have you with the Gareth? Then I explain what they do. What business we have. That's the business. Let them pass. The responsibility will be mine. Oakley dokley. That's what you wish, War Chief. And you may pass. These days see many humans wandering through our lands. I'm sure they do, you weird-looking dude. They're not human. I have not made introduction. I am that guy, War Chief of this village. We, Gareth, have been friends to all since long ago. However, lately, human world is much in turmoil. We must protect our village and our people. As War Chief and protector of our village, I ask you, why have you come to this land? To level up? I see. So you too have come to ask about the Neth site. You must speak with the elders. Yeah, the Neth site too. Mostly to level up, though. Through our mass, though our mass may make it difficult for you to tell us apart, walk through this village and look in our eyes and listen with your ears. You can't make me. Don't tell me what to do. I barely read your sentences right. How you like them apples? Showed you how my eyes are working. That's right. Wanna hide behind your masks and whatnot? I'll show you. Now, Gareth Warrior, no one cares. This guy has a story to him. We don't care. Care for Elder. Eventually these guys have a hunt. Eventually. Where is my... It must be in the thing. Okay. It's not here yet. Here. Do anything, please take time. The world has much of it for the taking. I will in a second. I need to take care of some story business first, and then we'll be fine. Yeah, I need to meet with the chief. I must learn more about the Nest site. I cannot turn back now. Please tell the great chief I am one of the royal lions of Damascus, a direct descendant of the Dynast King Wraithwall. If the Gareth have passed down knowledge to the stones, they must know the Nest site that the Dynast King once held. Do you have proof of your heritage? I do not. I have looked into your eyes and seen that you speak the truth, human child. I give you my trust. The great chief is ahead. Cross this bridge. Well, there you go. Just have to give him the stink eye and you get in there. That's right. Hey, you need to talk to people. Great chief is ahead. Will you meet with him now? Yes. That's why I'm here. To meet with him. We're going to discuss stuff.
This nethicite. You have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone. Then we are no different.
What?
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power. It will be your posterity who wield the stone in ages yet to come. This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic.
And of side characters.
And of evil.
Side character.
It is often those who desire nethicite whom the nethicite itself desires.
Larsa?
Howdy. Well, looky there.
To Baromi says.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity.
That's true.
This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
We're down with that.
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omasace. With the blessing of His Grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield.
So
what if nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this.
It's true. Larsa's starting to figure things out from his brother now. He's starting to put two and two together.
I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
That's an interesting idea. We've already taken Ash's hostage.
Rustler.
This is Hostage the video game.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
I don't know. We actually never find out why.
Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
No, it wasn't.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end.
And then he died.
But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead?
It's true, he's gone now.
Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense?
And nothing makes sense.
Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow. Alone.
Hollow's a
And then
different game. That's Dark Souls.
I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you.
See, this is interesting because this is Vaughn's agency
You know
in the
what?
story.
I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
It's true, you will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find them.
This is a really pretty game. Like, it's right at the end of the PS2 lifespan, but it's a very pretty game. Obviously, it's been updated for PS4 graphics, but still a pretty game.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had
Well, that's
hoped
nice
you'd
of
say
you.
yes.
Of course.
I'm glad.
So am I.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way.
Don't we all?
I had other reason to invite you.
Of course.
There is someone I'd like you to meet, waiting on Baromises.
Who is
Oh,
that?
yeah, there is.
An enemy, and an ally also. You
Kinda
will
like
just have
you.
to wait and see for yourself.
Larsa's kind of an enemy and a frenemy. He's kind of a frenemy.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
And that line's kind of important because it shows Vaughn's ability to accept Larsa, even though Larsa flat out lied to him about his identity.
Holy Mount Baromises stands at the northern end of the Jagd Remuda.
And Bosch
Once
the
we're in
exposition
Jagd, we
dump.
need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Jagd right up to Wraithel's tomb.
Which was weird and never
Skystone
explained.
that works even in Jagd. You know Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh?
Because he's the main character, clearly.
Can't say I'm unaccustomed to
Leading
people
man.
doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand.
He stands right
Her
next
Majesty
to you.
depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
Sure does.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
Darn straight, and now we have the joys of having Larsa join as a guest. And in all honesty, this is the time to use three non-mages, because you have Larsa, who has the Cura spell. So you will leave. Take this as token of our parting. Okay. Got a killer bow and a quiver of onion arrows. If you ride a chocobo, if you would ride a chocobo, you may. I have spoken to the Moogle, shall not charge you for first use of chocobos. Take care on road ahead. Should it lead back to our lands, you are welcome as guests. Spirits of the land watch over you. Now here's the thing, you actually need a chocobo to get to the next area. We're not going to take it yet, because we're going to level up Balthier. That's the way it is. That's why I wanted to get Ash to level at least 28, and we did, as you see. She is level 28. Huzzah. Now with this, we need to look around and see what we need. Haste, that's a thing. Haste is important. These are of interest to me. 247, I can get whatchamacallit done. Yeah, ribbon. No reason not to. Get that ribbon done. Okay. That's been again empty after defeating a foe. Guild toss, 1,000 needles. Magic lore. $129. That's another one of these doing just fine. Now I need 220. So we need, 200 more. That takes care of you. Alright. Cool. Yeah, it didn't really matter. 110, huh? Charm, Traveler. That thing. I mean, I can go straight here. I think that's a good idea. We'll just do it. Okay, I need to go upgrade my gear. Upgrade the gear. Please take your time. No, you can't make me. No flame tongue necessary. You, on the other hand, yes. Iron pole. No. Oh god, ooh, a new one. This pleases me. Miter. Okay. Flame staff. First things first. There we go. Very good. Magic gloves increases magic power when HP is full. Sell some stuff. Javelin gone. Bronze mace gone. Serpent rod gone. Killer bird, no longer a thing. Wizard staff. Vega, out of here. Item, not a useful item. Point. Okay. Green berets. Because of Kagan. $99 pebbles, and the problem ain't one. thing I remember was I did all that purchasing without selling any of my junk. Now we're starting to make some money. There's going to be some purchases made, but you know. Gold armor, gold helm, gold shield. Alright. Yeah, you. So traveler's vestments. Cap. All right. Let's go ahead and swap you for you. You. Now she can start gaining some serious advancements in her abilities. Let's see here. So Jahara. Go in here, because we have to do, there's some hunt stuff we need to get set up. Primer, bestiary. Blue was done, Viper's done, Sagna's done, Zoo was done, Chocobo's done. Got 6 more hybrid gators, but they're going to show up throughout the world, so it's fine. Alright. Giza, Cheryl. Here we go. You ever seen the bill posted for Encantalus? I wonder if sort of person would come, but never did I expect. No matter, it is nothing. You're truly here to hunt my mark? Yes. Truly good, even if you are a child. Pay me no mind, all elderly are as I am, slow to trust. Let me explain the situation. You know the Osmond Plain. You have passed through there at least once. There's a very valuable herb that grows there. Yet the Encantalus, it tramples my precious herbs to dust. Oh, as you can see, I am quite agitated. Normally the warriors of this village would vanquish it for me, but this time, well, suffice to say, I need you to do this. The Encantalus can be found on the eastern edge of the Osmond Plain. It's often seen in the shred, I am told. Where Hismo knows the creature, when you leave this knoll, you will find him standing guard at the bridge. Talk to him there. Now go, I trust you'll do this for me and return safely. Hunt activated. Alright, so we have a hunt activated. Mounted up, doot doot, here's a chest, woot woot, pheasant, nizook. Okay, well. Let's see. Improves potency of restorative items. Okay, whatever. Not important. We move on with life. Oh yes, come on, get a list. Oh yes, this mark I now recall. You're gonna be found in the East Osmond Plain, in the place called the Shred, but going to find two different things. First, you must know the Incredulous to test the creatures known as the Wu. To lure out, you must first rid the area of these Wu. Once all the Wu are slain, depart a while, and short time, Incredulous shall appear. Okay, so you have to beat all the Wu, and then you fight the Incredulous. Got it? Got it. Good. Great. Grand. Wonderful. Everyone on the bus. I would like a level up or two before I fight it. Por favor. I mean, we are one of the big boy fans here. We've got some really strong characters coming. Just down they all go. There's a handkerchief. That's an item of use, which we will take. Always take an ether. Never say no to an ether. Terrible. So many vipers to take down. Why'd it have to be snakes? There's a Chocobo, but we're not there yet. 189 gil. Alright, we'll take that. Yeah. 230? Okay, that's not terrible. It's 460 for Balthier. We'll take such things as they are. Okay. That's a pretty legitimate amount. 199, 259, so 44,000 gil already. Almost take one of those down on my own. Almost. Which means Bosch totally can. So much fighting. Cool. There's only 17 to go. But 460 in terms of ball here, so that's good. Don't take things for granted by leveling up in this game. Leveling up in the beginning is really complicated. This is probably the worst Final Fantasy to level up in until 15. 15's level ups are wonky. A lot of things about 15 are wonky, but I actually really had fun playing that game. It was the first stream I ever did was Final Fantasy 15, and I had a really good time doing it. Yeah. Some people don't like the Final Fantasy 15. I'm not one of them. I would say I'm actually a fan of 15. It's not perfect, I won't say that. The world design's kinda stupid. Like you have these cities, And then every night, these giant demons come out into the wilderness and just start beating the crap out of you. And there's boss leveling up, but you go in and all of a sudden you get to the city and there's no walls. And it'll say, yeah, well, they don't like the light. I don't know, I don't buy that as good enough. Like the artificial light scares them away. Malarkey, I say, what happens if there's a power outage? Which we know can happen. So, little wonkiness there, but you know, the wonkiness never hurt anybody really. Okay. So Balthier levels up. Bosch had leveled up to 35. Bond's at 37, which is what Larsa's at. Fran and Ash are at 28, so, you know, they are what they are. Bosch still doesn't have a rank 2 or 3. Whatchamacallit, I still need to get there to 2 and 3 rank stuff, but that's simply because I didn't know what their secondary job was going to be at the time. That's no longer the case, so we need to be looking at fixing that situation and giving them their abilities. I gotta say that I'm playing through Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remastered right now at the same time as I'm playing this. I've been noticing lately that and this is just the Pixel Remasters, because I haven't noticed this like when I played it on the Super Nintendo or, you know, the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy VI, which is terrifyingly slow, but when you get to the Pixel Remaster, if there's a pincer attack, the battles are a little off to start. Like they aren't able to load in at a decent clip. I find that a bit frustrating. Excuse me. It was a Friday. It was a long day of work today. Not bad. Just everybody's ready to go home at the end of the day. It was long. Like I said though, not bad, just long. Oh, Larsa, you're fighting on your own there. Stop it. 91 in terms of kill there, that's good. Let me see, Kuro is a thing. Nothing there to get excited about. Okay, here we go. Pretty strong, pretty strong. Decent enough to where I think we can take this hunt on. Here's Princess Kiss, okay. gonna say, this should take me where I need to go. Where is Balthier in what, 5,000? Okay. Well, actually, getting fairly somewhere. This 5,000 is exciting. It's more of a let's do this type thing. Push comes to stuff, we're at least able to get another 400 experience points, which is nice. There we go, Hybrid Gator. Randomly showed up there. A lot of experience points. Now we have a guaranteed Balthier will level up. So that is good. One second, my eyes are all watery. It's starting to burn. This happens when you stare at a computer screen all day. That's pretty much what I do at work. Talk with people and stare at a computer screen. Then come home and stare at a computer screen. or a TV screen. This one I enjoy though. I enjoy my job too, it's just, you know, work is work. It's nice to have some downtime. Let's see, I was gonna say we should probably look at upgrading this. That gives me some options in terms of far away stuff. This, we're just looking at finishing off accessories almost. Alright. Obviously you get magic there. Boom, 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 and then there. Yeah. You still have 435 health to get. Probably look at getting channeling for her. That seems like an oversight on my part on accident. So we'll take care of it. I find poach to be important. Could be important. Very good. So that takes care of some stuff. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Yeah, his Balthier likes being in the party. And leveled up. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, that was rough. 61 gil, that's it. Sadness. I was looking up how to beat this mark because it's kind of a difficult mark, especially early, which we are early. Shall we go in there and take care of business? I think we shall. Larsa, go ahead and heal us. We go in and cause ruckus. Let us be the ruckus. Areas and Kinros. Curiosity, do you have Dispel? No, okay. Yeah. Like I said, we're just gonna bring in the butt kickers here and take care of business. Go. 78 go, okay. Alright, so we head back to Jahara now. Down goes that guy. that's the one we can get on our bestiary. So now he's on our bestiary.
Yeah.
Okay. Which way do I go? I don't remember. I remember now. I remember. These guys and an increase in our skills and experience as we go through, obviously. Oof. Okay. So we need to do this. I need to go back to Jahara. And then need to get to the next dungeon. Bond is up, I should say. He was kind of the avatar for the player, so you know. Seven go. One in the money now. Simple. Very good. Good news is we're gonna get through like the reversal, which was the goal. Like, we want to be making progress. So. Phoenix down underneath it. We'll take that. I was worried about that. I'm less worried now. With boss here being 28, that means my lowest character is now 28. Ooh, silent shot, that's great. I think Panel already has silent shot though. 16, 14. There's a lot of sneaky snakes in this area. Some sneaky snakes. Quick fall through it. Just leveling away here. Like I said, certain places you just need to take advantage of, and this is one of those areas. Let's see here. Where are we in terms of this? Now we can do licenses. Not the most exciting of licenses I know, but accessories are important to have in case you need that one specific one. So you just start leveling accessories. Just need magic power. Or one of those. One of those. One of those. I think we need one more. There we go. And a bunch of those. Some good runes too, which is nice. Tan hide. sell some stuff. Turn in a hunt. Make my peace with that situation. Oh, you defeated the Incredibles? Well, those are good tidings indeed. I learn again that it is wrong to judge by appearances. Now, I shall reveal the truth to you. In fact, warriors often hunt my mark, yet none of us have ever seen a true mark hunter. So curious I was to see such a man might be like. I asked permission of the elders to posted the bill. Little I expected a human child. To tell the truth, I was a little disappointed. But this is past, and now is now. My eyes have been opened. I see you are truly a great warrior. Another surprise for me. Here, please take this as thanks. You have done well, little friend. I put little in there. So we got a gold amulet. Nice. That is big time. Let's see. We'll go ahead and stick that on you. So now our two healers can start getting abilities. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff. It's down, we'll take those. Okay. Just kind of curious here. 33, nice. Okay, not terrible. Not terrible. Got the kidless done. Woot woot. big fan of the, whatchamacallit. So let's go ahead and get a save in here. I think this is a good place to stop it. We got to Jahara. Next time we will head on Chocobo to the dungeon, do the dungeon, and go from there, but this is a good spot. We got through the Jahara stuff. We have our characters all to at least level 28 now, which is a good place to be. Bosch got another whatchamacallit thing, so yeah, I think this is where we'll call it. So until next time, I will talk to y'all later. You'll have a good one. So long, everybody. We'll probably be playing Daggerfall or Final Fantasy VI next, and then possibly some of this throughout the weekend. We will see what's going on there, but almost a guarantee that it'll be Daggerfall weekend. So until then, talk to y'all later. Good night, everybody.